1985 Aiwa Stereo 908. In a moment of weakness, I bought this off of eBay about a month ago. It looked pretty crusty in the pictures, but it's in person can't do justice to how filthy and crusty this thing is. It wasn't particularly cheap because for some reason this Aiwa kind of has a cult following in some Asiatic countries, from what I can tell. Uh, don't even try with a cassette player. The door won't even open. All the knobs turn. The problem I have with this is it's totally dead on battery and on plug-in. It's got some kind of weird power cord connector. See if I can get it to stand up. It's got one of those square, there's a square power cord. I've got square power cords, but I can't find one that fits properly, but it doesn't work even if I get one rigged into it, so I'm gonna have to clip it. It's got microphone inputs, external speaker, 8 ohm, left, right. It's got a beat oscillator switch. Oh boy, here's the beauty shot. I've got the back off of it because the power supply, the battery compartment, transformer, they're all on the back cover. So I'm going through that first to see if it's even getting power through the transformer. I'm thinking since it doesn't work on battery either, there's probably the problems in the radio itself. Had a couple of fuses on the back. One of them was good. I can't get the cover off the other one. The other one was for the transformer, but I can pop it off eventually. I just don't want to break it. It's pretty brittle, but it's a single board. I mean, it's not badly put together. Some of the wiring connections are pinned, not much, just a couple. The antenna connection and the power connections were pinned, so they have connectors on them. There's a lot of point-to-point wiring here with very, very thin wires on it. So in order to get to the cassette player, I'm going to have to remove this board, obviously. The belts that were in it they hadn't turned into petroleum. They were actually like solid pieces of little rubber strips that fell out. They looked like little worms. They were totally dried out. You could snap them with your fingers. I cleaned all of that off of here. So I'm just showing this because I've got the back off of it. I'm still working on the power supply. As I make more progress on this, I'll show it to you. It's got an 8 ohm speaker. It just says Japan on the speaker. It doesn't say who made it. There's no company name. It's got a date code, it looks like, of 82. I don't know if that's true or not. It's maybe older than I think it was. I like working on stuff like this, but I don't like working on stuff like this. It's kind of complicated to where you're working on something old and everything's just so brittle, and I don't know. See, like that thing. Second I start messing with that, that's going to snap right off of there. It just looks like it's going to snap off. Oh well, I guess we have to do what we have to do. That screw support broke off. I've got that. The 2 bottom screws are okay. I think that broke. I'm not sure. It just looks like it doesn't belong there. I don't know. Anyway, I'll keep you guys informed as I make progress. Here's the controls. Doesn't have anything that's listed as a power switch, but this is red, and it says radio and tape, so I'm thinking if you leave it on the tape, it turns the power off until you actuate one of the cassette buttons. I'm not sure yet because I don't have a working cassette player. Pause, stop, eject, fast forward, cue, play, rewind, review, record. There's one of the microphones. It's got a tape counter, which is all crusted out. Couple speakers, headphones jacks in the front. There's the band switch and all its rubbed out crust-filled beauty. Here's probably the best thing about it so far is the tuning string still attached, and it doesn't seem to be slipping, so at least I don't have to deal with that. Three-way indication LED meter. Okay. It's got a power battery light, which I haven't seen light up because it's not getting any power. There's the level. At tone, balance, and volume. So that's the whole thing in a nutshell for right now. I will work on the power supply and see if that works. If I'm getting voltage out of the battery compartment, then I'll go ahead and try to reattach it. And then I'll start doing some signal tracing. Or voltage tracing anyway. Bye. Alright, I went and got the back, just so you could see it. There's the transformer. There's the AC input. It's got a switch for 220 or 110. There somewhere. If you can see it. There's the battery holder. There's the fuses. The one that's exposed, I checked, was good. That one I think is for, pretty sure it's for the AC. It looks okay, but I have to pull that plastic cover off of it to check it properly, and it's been resisting. There's your rectifier. Pretty simple, huh? I don't know. There's somebody, quote unquote, repaired the antenna by using a shoulder nut on it. You see the connector on that for the antenna? There's the connectors for the power. You can see where that broke. That broke before I did anything with it. It was broken when I got it. Here's this fine antenna somebody fixed. Pretty sweet, huh? You guys ought to enjoy looking at stuff like this because you don't have to deal with it. There's the back. There's the voltage selector. You have to obviously stick something in there. I don't know if the external switch broke off or not. There's the battery compartment. I do have the battery door for it. It looks pretty clean. Here's the antenna again. It's broken on the end, so yeah, I'm sure that's effective. Model number TPR906H. 4-band stereo radio cassette recorder, Aiwa. 7.5 volts DC. 5 D-size batteries. It's got FM shortwave 1, shortwave 2, and medium wave. So 1, 2, 3, that's 4 bands. Does that say 5 band? Nope, it says 4 band. Never mind. There's the batteries, battery supply. Now this says, what is that? That's 3, 6, 7.5. Yeah, that'll do it. Alright, well, that's pretty much all there is to that. What I'm going to do is put the batteries in this, check the voltage coming off of here, wherever that went, right there, see if it works. Not overly concerned about it running off the AC right now. There's that weird AC switch, or the plug. There's square. It does not have the little switch on it to tell it that it's got battery on it. So because you go over here and, well, it doesn't say battery here. Yeah, I guess let's have a way of sensing it. You got stereo, mono, radio, and tape. So usually there's a battery AC switch on here somewhere, but if you don't have that little connect, the thing on the input, but what can I tell you? That's one of the standoffs broken. That one's totally missing. So the back was basically held on by 2 screws, but it was wedged in there pretty good. It was very tight. I kind of had to sploogie it out. Okay, well, I'm wasting time here. You probably don't want to watch this crap. I'll let you know what I'm doing as I do it. Bye. I don't know how much of that I just taped was out of focus. There was some kind of weird thing going on with the camera where, well, just in case, I'll do it again. There's the rectifier, the screw, the fuse for the battery, the fuse for the AC. That looks like a line filter. There's the transformer, and there is 82 on it. So see where it says 82 backwards? So this must be an 82. There's the 110, 220 switch. The crappy antenna. Okay, that should be enough for right now.